What to expect from tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? Liam insists on important promises from Hope and Steffi, but why? Brooke has a run-in with Taylor, and Carter shocks Daphne, but why? And Carter and Hope reunite as Carter's dream comes true. Carter gave Daphne a sad surprise. What happened? I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. Brooke has a run-in with Taylor, and Carter shocks Daphne. But why? On The Bold and the Beautiful today, Taylor places Brooke on notice. Daphne confesses her love to Carter, and Ridge loses tolerance with Katie. Brooke is grinning about the fashion show publicity in Forrester's design office when Taylor walks in the doorway. Katie had something unique to work with in the marketing, Brooke tells her. Ridge and you, says Taylor. That should be old news by now, in my opinion. The fashion presentation was a huge success, according to Taylor. That was mostly due to Brooke in the stunning gown. According to Brooke, everyone's attention was drawn to the moment she shared with Ridge. It's beneficial for the business, so Taylor wouldn't blame her for that. Only for the company, asks Brooke. As far as I can tell, that's as far as it goes, says Taylor with a chuckle. Taylor acknowledges her former insecurities, but she believes that life is too short to continue living that way. Ridge wants to be with her, so he is. Although it was only a fleeting minute and had no bearing on his love for her, she believes the runway encounter was a historic event between two people. Ridge is informed by Katie in the main office that he and Brooke were destined to be together. She shows Ridge that she got Brooke on the cover of the latest issue of Eye on Fashion. She looks amazing in that eye-catching outfit. Ridge moans, "You're not wrong," as he remembers the incident. He needs to be honest with Taylor, even though Katie is aware of his commitment to her. Brooke is missed. Ridge acknowledges that the gown affected him. Katie reminds him they always find their way back together. Why should this time be any different? Ridge claims it's different because he's with Taylor. He wants to be better and not hurt anymore. I've done enough of that. Daphne is thinking about Carter in the dressing room when Zend interrupts and confronts her about it. You adore Carter. Daphne simply finds it perplexing. Why was Hope led to return to Forrester? Why would they want someone who stole the business there? Carter was involved, Zend reminds her. Hope, in Daphne's opinion, was pressuring him to act contrary to his nature. Without Hope, Forrester is better off. She becomes attached to Carter, which surprises Zend. What lady wouldn't fall for him? Daphne wonders. In response, Zendi says, including Hope. Daphne doesn't understand why Steffi would trust her and thinks she's bad for the business. She asserts that she is certain Hope is pursuing someone else. She is his future, and Carter is her past. Hope declares her love for Carter at his loft. Never question that. He vows to never make the same error twice. Carter assures her that she can rely on him at every turn, even though what is happening to Liam is unfathomable. Hope gives him a hug. Regarding the kiss with Daphne and everything that transpired with the company, Hope requests a fresh start. Again, it should just be them. Carter concurs. According to Hope, they may now work together to create their future. They share a kiss as Carter promises he would never disappoint her again. Carter later greets Daphne's return. She informs him that she has heard that Hope has returned to Forrester. Daphne is aware that when he was let to go back, he felt horrible about her punishment. In order to prevent Hope, she inquires as to whether he works from home. I just saw her, says Carter. She inquires as to if Hope is aware of what he heard her and Liam saying. Yes, Carter replies. She apologizes, but he will find love once more. She is informed by Carter that she is correct. I have. Daphne expresses to him her surprise at the effect he has made on her. Never before has she felt this strongly about someone. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, Carter laughs. His arms are caressed by Daphne. She wants to take a chance and enjoy the journey. Vulnerability is also new. Carter is aware of the potential for fear. Nobody wants to cause someone else's heart to break. Daphne promises not to let him down. I believe I've fallen for you. Daphne. Carter gasps. He claims to have discovered love once more, but this time it's with Hope. I apologize. I don't mean to offend you, but Hope and I are back together. Hope can sense her mother is upset when she walks into the Forrester design office. Taylor was just there, according to Brooke. She has a lot of faith in her future with Ridge. On the runway, Brooke felt a strong connection to Ridge. She believes he had the same sentiments. Hope doesn't believe she's imagining it. Brooke believed it marked the start of their reconciliation, but she is now unsure. She has always followed her heart, and Ridge has always been hers. She simply feels that's what she ought to be doing at the moment. She must have faith that they will be together. Katie in the main office doesn't think Ridge will ever fall in love with someone like Brooke. Taylor is loved by Ridge, but he has caused her a lot of pain. He practically broke her heart. Katie claims that since he belongs with Brooke, he will do it once more. Exasperated, Ridge no longer wants to speak with her about this. He can deny it, but Katie cautions that he is only delaying the inevitable. She opens the door to leave and runs into Taylor. Once Katie's gone, Taylor tells Ridge she's sure Katie was there to persuade him to go back to Brooke. She's not shocked because the Logans stick together. If she loved someone, she would do the same. Taylor tells him about her previous conversation with Brooke and how she gave her praise during the fashion show. To do it, Ridge believes a huge person is needed. Taylor claims she should have been informed that they are still dating as well. I have faith in you. Within ourselves. Ridge, this is our moment. This is our chapter, and it will be the most exquisite one yet. Ridge stews over her shoulder as they hug and kiss. Carter and Hope reunite as Carter's dream comes true, but why? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton and Hope Logan's reunion may happen sooner than anybody thinks. Lawrence St. Victor and Annika Noel play the lead roles. The romance between Carter and Hope was short-lived. But when they were together, Hope and Carter were afire. Is it possible that Hope is carrying Carter's child? Hope recently learned that Liam Spencer, her daughter's father, is terminally ill with a brain tumor, Scott Clifton. Before Liam passes away, Hope hopes to spend as much time as possible with him and their daughter. Following Liam's persuasion, Hope is now determined to mend fences with Carter and be back with him. Hope will have a wonderful ally in Carter after he leaves. In an effort to mend their relationship, Hope has sought Carter's help. Carter overheard Hope declare her love to Liam, but Hope had no clue. Hope threw herself into Carter's arms the moment she realized this. Hope would probably tell Carter everything about Liam's health and promise him she will keep it a secret. But something may come up that completely derails this strategy. For a while now, Carter has wanted a wife and children. After Hope started chatting to Liam, Carter realized he and Hope wouldn't be able to handle it. What if Hope is unaware that she is pregnant? Ever since the acquisition of Forrester Creations, Hope has been dealing with a lot of pressure. That makes it very easy to miss the signs of a pregnancy at this stage. Hope may find herself back in Carter's bed if she tells him the truth about her and Liam. This interaction might easily cause Hope to become pregnant, which she would only discover later. Can Carter get the family he desires from Hope? Is Carter's fatherhood imminent, and they are simply unaware of it? Can Carter finally get the family he dreams of? It is highly probable that this will become a significant story for Carter. Their most ardent advocate is Brooke Logan, played by Catherine Kelly Lang. If Hope and Carter were to conceive a kid, Brooke would be overjoyed. Without a doubt, Brooke would say that this was meant to be. You can bet that Liam has an opinion. In the end, Liam was the one who insisted that Liam get back together with Carter. For him, this may be the proof that they truly belong together. A child with Hope could be the blessing that Carter has been waiting for. When Hope convinces Liam to remarry her, the baby could be found after he passes away. Will Hope and Carter share parenting responsibilities for their child, or will they reconcile and start a family? Does Carter actually require a woman like Carter? Carter gave Daphne a sad surprise. What happened? Thinking about Carter, a melancholy and reflective Daphne sniffed her own perfume in a dressing room. According to Daphne, she was considering the fashion show's success when Zen discovered her. "Nah, you were thinking about Carter," he responded. "Earlier, you abandoned me, but you can't escape your emotions. Carter is loved by you. It just confuses me. Hope was permitted to return to Forrester. But why? She remarked. She took the business away from the Forrester family. I think her presence hurts the business. I'm not sure why Steffi would ever allow her to return. Hope's pursuit of Carter no longer worries me. Hope is searching for love in other places. I have no doubt about it, Daphne said. Zendi noted that although Carter started the coup, he was permitted to return. Hope was pushing Carter to act against his conscience and inclination, according to Daphne. Hope told Carter at his apartment that she will always love him. Carter expressed sorrow to Hope for Liam's condition. You can count on me because I'll be loving you every step of the way, said Carter. Hope recommended that they begin with a blank slate. I truly hope we can spend time together alone once more. We have the base already. We can now work together to create our future, Hope remarked. Carter promised that he would never disappoint Hope. Daphne accepted Carter's invitation to come over and chat after Hope left, but she questioned why Carter appeared to be working from home. I heard that Hope was back at Forrester now, Daphne said. Do you work from home for that reason? There's still some conflict between you two. What? Daphne inquired. Carter said he wasn't trying to avoid Hope. He just caught a glimpse of her. I apologize. You truly felt something for her. You'll find love again, Daphne assured. But it must not be simple. You are correct. I have, Carter responded, misinforming Daphne. You've influenced me a lot. I don't believe I've ever felt this way about anyone, particularly you. It was definitely not the plan, Daphne replied, wrapping her arms around Carter's neck and assuring him that although she felt exposed, she wanted to take a chance. I think I've fallen in love with you, she continued. It was time for Carter to tell Daphne the truth. What I said, I meant. I've fallen in love once more, but it's with Hope, Carter remarked. I don't want to hurt you, but Hope and I are together again. Taylor discovered Brooke using her laptop in the design office, and Brooke couldn't help but be amazed by the fashion show's constant favorable publicity. Ridge and you? Taylor remarked. I would think that would be old news by now. Taylor was subsequently forced to acknowledge that Brooke was largely responsible for the success of the fashion show. You certainly caught everyone's attention, she replied. Yes, that moment Ridge and I shared on the runway caught everyone's attention too, Brooke stated. Taylor concurred that the business was doing well at the time. Brooke said, only the company? Taylor answered, that's as far as it goes as far as I can tell. Ridge wanted to be with her, she said to Brooke. It's his choice, and he's chosen me, Taylor went on. A gilly Hope entered the room when Brooke was alone herself once again and saw her mother looking distressed and depressed. Hope was informed by Brooke about her interaction with Taylor. She feels pretty confident about her future with Ridge, commented Brooke. Ridge was still her destiny, she felt certain. Katie kept bugging Ridge about seeing Brooke again in Eric's office. You and Brooke are always meant to be together, Katie stated. After she gave him a copy of the Ion fashion cover with Brooke on it, Ridge had a flashback to all the times he had seen Brooke walk the runway in the previous month. I understand that you promised Taylor, but you must be truthful with yourself. You miss Brooke, said Katie. When Brooke appeared on stage wearing the revised Portofino dress, Ridge acknowledged that it was an incredible moment. There are many epic moments you shared with my sister, Katie said. That was it. Ridge informed Katie once more that he was now with Taylor. I have changed as a man. Ridge insisted, my word must have meaning or else I have nothing. But Katie didn't agree. You have nothing if you aren't true to yourself, she declared. I'm with Taylor. Where I want to be, I am. She will no longer be harmed by me. That's enough for me, Ridge remarked. He said he loved Taylor, but he still loved Brooke. I genuinely crushed her heart. I'm not going to repeat it, Ridge declared. Taylor entered while Katie was gone. I'll speculate. She was here to try to convince you to return to Brooke, Taylor guessed. Hearing that Brooke had received praise from Taylor for the fashion show's success made Ridge happy and impressed. Taylor said, this is our time. Acknowledging that she was sure Ridge loved her, this chapter is ours. This chapter will be the most exquisite one. Liam insists on important promises from Hope and Steffi, but why? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton, death is imminent. And it appears that he will enlist the assistance of Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, to organize some funeral arrangements. But Liam might also ask Hope and Steffi to make some significant vows. For years, Hope and Steffi have been in competition, particularly for Liam's love. Liam wants Steffi and Hope to raise his girls as sisters without the animosity that has always existed between them now that he is dying. To do that, Hope and Steffi might have to try harder to cooperate. Are Steffi and Hope prepared to move on from their differences and get along? At the moment, Steffi is making an effort to patch things up and get along with Hope. Will Steffi and Hope pledge to keep acting like family and let the daughters hang out together? In Liam's memory, if for no other reason, will Hope and Steffi ultimately put their differences aside and choose to get along? Will their newfound tranquility last? This week, Liam is expected to receive unfavorable news regarding his health. Liam doesn't want to think about his illness or how soon he will likely pass away. But Liam could prefer that Steffi and Hope take care of his last demands. Liam may decide what to wear, how to be buried, and other matters. But he might be thinking of other things too. Liam might be inclined to throw a party or something for his girls before he passes away, because he probably doesn't want everyone waiting for him to die. In order to spend time with both of his girls, will Liam ask Steffi and Hope to plan an activity for them? Maybe another dance between the father and daughter that involves both girls. Given the direction things appear to be headed, if Liam does indeed die, without a doubt, Liam would make an effort to persuade Steffi and Hope to maintain this truce and to be a family to his daughters. Naturally, as long as it keeps Liam tranquil, Hope and Steffi will consent to everything. This truce will probably last for a time at least, but will Hope and Steffi be able to maintain it? Although Steffi and Hope might be prepared to make an effort to maintain this truce, its duration is uncertain. In any event, if Liam does pass away, B and B will probably do it in a spectacular manner. Despite everyone's best efforts, it doesn't appear like a treatment is imminent. Will fans witness a miracle for Liam, or will we also have to endure a heartbreaking funeral? What to expect from tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? In The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter eventually revealed to Daphne that he was returning with Hope in May. Carter said his heart belonged to someone else, even though Daphne had just admitted she had fallen for him. Carter, meanwhile, pledged to never disappoint Hope when she asked for a new beginning. Taylor had said with confidence that Ridge had chosen her, but Brooke still had hope for Ridge. Although he claimed to be remaining faithful to Taylor, the hesitancy in his kisses betrayed his true sentiments, and Katie persuaded Ridge to quit suppressing them. Everyone's thoughts were still influenced by the fashion display, which made every decision more difficult. It is anticipated that Brooke will be able to move over her grief and cease thinking about what she lost on May 23. Something will force her to act more like herself again and pull her out of it. As they secretly celebrate their reunion, Carter and Hope will share a tender moment. Dee Affin, however, is not finished yet. She will probably begin plotting to protect Hope from Carter and Forrester creations. Having to choose between Katie's comments and Taylor's assurance will cause Ridge to struggle more than before. Even if he doesn't acknowledge it, his conflicting signals may eventually begin to catch up with him. When The Bold and the Beautiful resumes airing on Friday, May 23, Brooke Logan will no longer be sitting in silence. Brooke will eventually feel better after spending days wondering about Inconsolable and talking endlessly about her future with Ridge. The switch will be flipped for her by something that happens, perhaps another encounter with Ridge or Taylor. She will stop pitying herself and instead begin to think carefully about how to proceed, especially because Taylor is now so confident about Ridge being her choice. It will show Carter Walton and Hope Logan celebrating in The Bold and the Beautiful. The two will formally reunite following all of their back and forth. Carter will promise Hope that their time together will feel like a fresh start and that she can rely on him. Now that all that happened with Liam is over, Hope will appear ready to concentrate only on Carter, either at Carter's loft or at Forrester. They will probably have a quiet time where they both share how much this second opportunity symbolizes to them. During that time, Daphne Rose will not accept the news in silence. Both personally and professionally, she will start to feel ignored when Carter informed her that he was back with Hope. Daphne may begin preparing to force Hope leave on Friday after previously voicing concerns about Hope's return to Forrester Creations in The Bold and the Beautiful. The fact that she has referred to Hope as bad for the company may lead to action. You may anticipate that Daphne will start planning, which might involve inciting conflict among other designers or influencing Steffi Forrester's viewpoint using her connections. If Daphne attempts to act on corporate politics without Steffi's consent, this could also lead to the two of them getting into a fight. The majority of the decisions are still made by Steffi, and any danger to Forrester's stability would cause her to approach Daphne. Ridge Forrester will continue to find himself torn between two women. Ridge will start to ramble, but Taylor Hayes will keep acting assured. Katie Logan has recently pushed him to be honest with himself, and he can't ignore that. Despite his desire to be faithful to Taylor, Ridge's behavior toward Brooke, particularly during the flashbacks to the fashion show, will reveal that he is still unsatisfied. Taylor may keep attempting to show affection, but Ridge could not reciprocate. Depending on how long he attempts to maintain his denial, that slight hesitation can quickly make things more complicated. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.